Hey, I'm Vince Belito. I'm a life, business, and recovery coach. All right. As a coach, my focus is to assist my clients in getting results. Now, as a life coach, I work with people to get breakthroughs internally, to overcome whatever it is on the inside in the realm of thinking and feeling or emotions and behaviors and activities that prevents them from getting the results they desire, right? As a business coach, businesses have different objectives, different goals. Ascertaining those goals or discovering those goals, getting clear on those goals is very important in order to get the results, because there can be no result if the goal hasn't been defined, right? There can be no outcome unless you define what that outcome is. In recovery coaching, right? Typically I'm working with those struggling with various chemical addictions like heroin, crack, pharmaceutical pills, alcohol, and their goal is to start living a sober life. All right, so that's the result people are looking for. So, I coach people in many different dimensions of life and business. And recovery is a very special kind of niche. But I'm going to talk about this drug that most of us don't even know that we're taking sometimes. I think maybe we might have a sense of it here and there, a little flash of a thought that maybe something ain't right about where we're at, but maybe we overlook it, and it isn't really, painful enough at all to cause alarm sometimes. And it's called the drug of passivity. Now, I'm a very passionate guy, so this is going to be a passionately expressed video, authentically expressing myself. This is something that's been stirred up within me because, there was a time in my life where I became extremely passive. And it was necessary in part because I had been living in a way that no longer was serving me. It was getting me into a lot of trouble, had caused me a lot of pain, and I caused others a lot of pain as well. And so I kind of bowed out of life for a little bit. But that only lasted so long before there was a kind of unease and an unrest in my soul. And I eventually got actively engaged in life again. And I fully understand what it's like to get hooked into this drug of passivity. And the drug of passivity can look like a lot of things. It could look like just coming home and just sitting on the couch watching TV. Maybe it could be like playing a video game for like 5 hours straight, 6 or 7 days a week. Maybe it could be joining certain spiritual groups or certain types of practices that where we just bow out of activity altogether. Maybe we meditate for hours on end, or do some kind of circling with other members and just kind of talk about some issues in a kind of passive and relaxed way. And I'm not saying these things are bad, but they can quickly become addicting because of the sense of comfort that they can bring. Now, I believe there's a balance in life, and I think that we get to do it all. And I think that relaxing and resting and various spiritual practices are important. I myself wake up every morning, I meditate. I have special forms of prayer and affirmation and declaration. I work within myself and through myself, but I understand that the goal of all of that is so that I can prepare myself for engagement with life. The goal of any spiritual practice or spiritual groups that I belong to, for me, is to prepare myself for activity, for service, and full engagement with life in the realm of taking care of myself, my health, my body, my mind, growing in knowledge and understanding, and then in my relationships and in the groups that I participate in. I'm there to be engaged. I'm there to be a contributor. I'm there to be actively involved, and I'm also there to receive. But there's a flow about this. There's an engagement cycle that I think is really important. And when we start to get hooked into this drug of passivity, as men or women, then we start to miss out on life. We start to get too relaxed. We start to get too comfortable, and our dreams are just slipping away over time. And we just kind of don't even realize that maybe there's these unconscious avoidance factors in our thinking and feeling processes behind the scenes, basically, right? Like we're not fully aware of it, but it makes the activity of passivity, right? The activity of passivity can be appealing. And I'm really concerned that many of us are going to reach the end of the timeline of our existence, never having achieved what was available for us because we just dropped out of engagement under the false belief that being disengaged was some kind of spiritual, spiritual activity or spiritual way of being. And it can be to a degree, but I believe with my whole heart that the purpose of disengaging is to then re-engage more potently, more powerfully. I think disengaging from activities in life is very important, but I think it's one side of the pendulum that then we got to swing back around into activity and engagement. We cannot just live in passivity and feel fulfilled. True fulfillment, and I've tested all of these things out in my life, man. True fulfillment comes from being actively engaged in something that's meaningful, where you have a sense of purpose, where you feel like you're making a difference in people's lives and your own, where you're growing, where you're receiving more love, more connection, more material goods in abundance sometimes. For some of us, that's an important thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, a tree is very materially abundant, and it grows and expands its physical self greatly. It multiplies itself times thousands from beginning from a tiny little seed, all right? And it acquires a lot more mass, all right, to become a bigger structure. So there's nothing wrong with acquiring physical goods and material objects. It's part of nature. It's what we do with that and how we live with that that makes the difference, right? You know, are we actively growing and contributing back into the world with all of that stuff? Is it helping us to grow and to do all that? In that case, it's very beautiful and it's very positive. But again, this disengagement from all activity. Sometimes we'll just bow out of relationships, right? We've been hurt, we've been wounded, and I've been through many painful relationships myself. I understand. This is a call to wake the hope back up in you, to restore, to revitalize, to reignite your passion, your dream, your purpose, and to recognize the passivity that might have crept in slowly and subtly, just like a heroin addict takes his first dose or shot of heroin and it's just like, oh, it feels so good, you know, and then they're chasing it again, and then they're chasing it again, chasing it again, till all of a sudden their whole life is revolving around this pursuit of a chemical, because if they don't get it, life is miserable. Passivity can be a drug just like that, where we start to feel the passive relaxation chemicals flowing, and we just kind of chill out and we kind of bow out of things and like, oh, this feels really good. And then we might engage a little bit with life, and then we're contrasting that with that passive relaxed state, and we don't like the pain or the discomfort or the challenges, you know, that are caused by being involved with a world that can be so outside of our control initially. And then attempting to gain some level of control or create order out of some of the randomity and the chaos in life can be so hard and so scary and very painful even to some of us, and has been to myself many times over. What I'm saying is, you know, that's part of the game. It's part of the process of living. And don't give up. Don't give up. More than ever now, this time in our world, we need to rise up. We need to be strong and oriented around a vision and a purpose, and to pick ourselves up inside our hearts, to be filled with energy and power, and re-engage with our dream, to re-engage with other people's lives, to re-engage with groups that we can contribute to, and to just get back into the activity of living and playing the game of life. You will have plenty of time to relax in the grave. I promise you. I have been dead before. I've had no pulse, and I'm so fortunate to have been brought back into a living experience, you know, to live again. And I do not take it for granted. Not one day that I'm alive do I take this life for granted. Because one minute I was driving my car, and the next minute everything was black and I was out. There was nothing there. I woke back up on a sidewalk. There was nothing before that. I was told that I had no pulse. I thought to myself, what if I never woke up? I wouldn't even have known it. Now, I don't know what people believe about life after death, and I'm not saying there isn't anything after we die. I'm just saying that death is coming for all of us. I mean, if every human being that's ever lived, pretty much, you know, all of them are buried or burned or disintegrated or whatever it is. Their bodies are no longer here. And so, you know, now is the time to be living, to be growing, to be engaging. And at the end, you sit down and you relax, ultimately, right? And whatever happens after that is open to interpretation or faith or whatever it is that people have, and I entertain a lot of those things, and they're all beautiful to me. But I do want to wake back up within you, watching this right now. If this is talking to you, listen up. Your life matters right here, right now. Your engagement matters. Your engagement with people, places, and things, your dream, whatever it is, you are needed and necessary in this world. There are people who love you, who will love you, who, as they get to know you, you will impact in a positive way their life and make their life better because of your existence, because of your engagement, because of being connected with them. So don't just get caught up in that passive comfort. Don't just get so relaxed that you just let go and time's slipping away. Don't feel such a terrible anxiety about having to get moving either, but just be aware that you can be empowered and you can be engaged and you can find joy and you can find love. Surround yourself with people who are moving and active in ways that align with who you are and who you wish to become, even more importantly. Align with people that are like people you wish to become. All right? Surround yourself with them. There are plenty of great human beings in this world. Look for them. Be active about it, not passive. Not passive. Be actively engaged with life. Ask for what you want. Go after what you want and give it a chance. Give yourself a chance. Give other people a chance to know you, to feel you, to be alive with you, to pour some life into you and let you pour some life into them. Life is a beautiful circulation of life force, this power that animates us and enlightens us and allows us to do what we do. Activity is beautiful and it can be blessed, positive, multiplying in a beautiful way if you allow it to be. So be engaged, be hopeful again. Break the addiction to passivity. Admit it. Admit if passivity has taken over your life. Just get honest about it. Just get real about it and say, you know what, I've become a little passive in this area of my life. Maybe passive in the area of relationship, right? Maybe you've been hurt too bad. You can heal. Open to that healing. Actively pursue the healing. Get in touch with people that can help you process and release the pain. It's possible. I do this work all the time, and I see people's lives transformed. I see their hearts open again so that they can get engaged in relationship or engaged in life altogether. Allow yourself to be filled. Allow yourself to be inspired again. Allow yourself to hope and to believe. To believe. A belief is a thought with emotion backing it. A belief isn't just a concept in your mind. A belief is a concept with emotion working through your whole body. A real belief, a conviction. Allow yourself to become convinced that your dream matters and that you can have it. Allow yourself to become certain that it's possible. Possible. And allow your potential to move you into action. Turn that potential back on. Open the valve. Let that potential energy flow through you again. If you've closed it and gotten passive, let it go. Now listen, if you need any help with this, just comment. Just comment on this page, on this Facebook post, and just say that you need some help, or if you want to chat, you want to connect with me, feel free to do that. All right, I'd love to talk to you, maybe chat with you a little bit. Share with me what's going on in your life. If there's some area where you're feeling passive, just share it. Make a public declaration of it. All right? There's plenty of people who will support you. Just write it out. Say, you know what? I have become this and I'm changing that. Just write it out. And make an action step for yourself by commenting and saying, you know what? Thank you. I've been passive in this area and I'm wanting to re-engage now. Take some kind of action. If you don't want to comment it and engage here with me or anyone else that might engage with you in the commenting, then write it down in a journal or share it with a friend or call someone you know and want to talk to on the phone to tell them that you've been inspired in some way and just talk this out. Take some action from right here. All right? If this video inspires you in any way, do something with it immediately. Take a small action and bring the concept and the inspiration into emotion and into physical activity, and you're going to be opening that channel back up through your body, okay? Where action is meant to flow from and through, All right? You're a creator, you're a cause in your world, in your life. You've been given this power and this ability. I'm encouraging you to use it to achieve what's important to you and what's important to others. You matter. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And if this video inspired you in any way, blessed you in any way, let me know. If you want more video like this, let me know. I want to hear from you. All right? So I don't want this to just be a one-way conversation. I'm expressing myself authentically. I'm welcoming the feedback back. If something in you is inspired to communicate to me anything at all, I want to hear it. All right? So thank you for watching. Thank you for maybe sharing this video with somebody that you know specifically that might need to hear this message, or maybe just sharing it on your wall for people in general. Whatever it is, if this struck a chord and resonated within you, be thoughtful of other people in your world that need to hear this now. My mission in life is to empower people, to expand life within people all over the world. All right? It's empowerment and life expansion for humanity worldwide. So help me fulfill this mission, this vision, and really get others engaged with life again. Okay? We can't sit back any longer. All right? It's time for us to act. You deserve it. You deserve to feel good, and you deserve to enjoy your life. All right, I love and I bless you. I thank you for taking time to watch this video, and we'll connect soon. Blessings.